I just wanted to give you guys a little scenario and sort of tell you what I was thinking. So, for instance, say you're at home and you pass that wonderful family portrait that you've got on the wall and you think, wow, we really looked great. But that picture is a couple years old and it's time to update that picture. The kids are getting bigger. They're going to behave a little better this time because they're a little bit older. So you're super excited about updating that family picture. You're thinking, all right, it's almost the holidays. We can get a new picture for the wall. We can update those Christmas cards. And so you give me a call. You say, hey, Alicia, it's time for a new family picture. And we start talking about what's going on with the family, and I'm asking you about all the plans. And then we get to that question. What are you guys going to wear for the picture this time? And your wheels start turning, and you're thinking, like most moms, I have absolutely nothing to wear in my closet. What am I going to do? I'm going to go shopping. Right? And I'm going to finish my thought here in a second. We're trying to add Tonya. All right, and keep going. So then you go shopping. You end up with 3 new outfits. You end up with new outfits for the kids. And you're thinking, wait a second. What just happened? So Tonya is going to come on today and talk about how to dress your family for family portraits the easy way with clothing you already have in your closet. And she should be on with us just a second. So hopefully this will help you guys. It says adding. I'm not sure what it's doing. If anybody is on live, jump in and say hi. Oh, there she is. Hi, Tonya.
I'm excited.
How are you this morning?
I'm good. Let me see if I can rotate my iPad this way. Will we look crazy? Oh, you're upside down.
Hold on. It says you can't turn your phone while recording. Oops.
Uh-oh. Do I look sideways?
Yes.
Okay, so let me turn back. All right.
There we go.
We're here.
Welcome. I'm so glad you're here.
I'm glad to be here. Let me see how I can prop this up. So should we tell our stories, our adventures in trying to get this thing together?
Technology challenge right here, y'all.
But we did it.
We did it. We're here.
Yes. So what did I miss?
Well, I was just telling them sort of why I had you come on.
Okay. Let me slide over.
And what we're going to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
The next thing I wanted to do is sort of introduce you.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So you guys can see Tonya. Say hello. Welcome her. Tanya's an image, style, and organizational coach who enjoys helping ladies discover the often hidden potential in their wardrobe or spaces in their home. So, with that, I told them that we would be talking about how to dress your family for family portraits.
That's right.
So I'm going to let you take it away.
You let me take it away first? Okay. Cool. First of all, I want to commend you because I've taken a look. Your work is phenomenal. I almost wish I had another little baby. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. My husband, don't tell me to say that. But yeah, I do want to, it's great because like when my kids were younger, it was like it was just the cell phones were barely, with the cameras, barely here. Yeah. So it was like my little throwaway cameras and things like that. So good job, Alicia. Okay, so family photos. So I do want to chat a little bit about, there's 2 different methods that I want to talk about. And can you see me okay?
Yeah.
Okay. That uses mom as the springboard, basically, for putting the palette together. Because I know a lot of times colors can be a little confusing and challenging to put color combinations together. But there are 2 ways that I thought of course, these aren't the only 2 ways, but 2 ways that I thought of that can help people when they're trying to put palettes together, when there's a group of people and you want everybody to look good together. Mm-hmm. So the first one is how to build a palette based on universal colors. So to back up a little bit, whenever I analyze color for clients, I determine whether they're warm or cool. undertones
Okay.
to their skin, okay? But there are universal colors that are equally warm and cool that most people will look good in. They flatter a variety of skin tones. So these are, it's probably about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, probably about 8 or 9 colors that
Okay.
I'm going to name out. And, you know, I have a cheat sheet and people can get it if they want. It'll be on my site. You can be able to see it. But
Awesome.
the colors are pale bronze, cornflower blue, soft lilac blue, navy, sky blue, salmon pink, rose pink, and soft brick. And you have to Google the exact colors, and my printer's probably not the best. I don't know if you can see, but that's like a
Oh
sample
yeah,
of
you
what I
can.
just said. Yeah. So those are colors that if mom has it on either as a solid or either part of a print, like that's a background of a print, everyone else can pull that color as an accent color. And that
Yes.
way it'll be a color that mom looks good in. Because, you know, if mom is happy and confident, yeah, everybody's happy. And then even if it's a color that somebody like, oh, I don't like that color, you're just wearing it as an accent so it doesn't overpower that person.
Okay.
And then you're able to all look good. But I do use something besides that. This will be like the basic color. The universal color is
Okay.
like the basic, okay? And whenever I put together outfits or even for home or whatever, I use what I call BANA. It's called BANA, basic, accent, neutral, and accessorize. And
Okay.
so the basic color would be the universal color, like I showed here. Yay.
Yes.
And then everyone else would pull that color in as the accent. And then the neutral would be black, gray, white, something that navy, one of those colors. Those are the safest neutral colors that everyone else can have in common, like is their bottom, their base, like pants, skirt, tights. So everyone can have that neutral in common. And then you just add your accessories as needed, you know, not too much. You probably could talk more about that, about, you know, don't overdo it.
Right.
And then bam, you have a color scheme. Everyone looks put together. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
Love it.
So I call that the safe and sure method. To make sure that, okay, mom looks flattered, you know, she has a color on that, you know, doesn't clash with her, and then everyone else falls into place with that. And bam, you have a nice photo. Okay. Okay, and then the second method, well, did you have anything you wanted to say before I continue on?
Oh, no, keep going.
Okay. The second method uses it's a little more advanced.
Okay.
So it is more so whenever I do color, one of the tests that I do when I test clients is I look into the pupils of their eyes to see what colors are in their eyes. Because, you know, if you ever look into your eyes, you probably have seen that your eyes is not just one color. I'm wearing
Yes.
contacts right now, so look, I'm not really. If you're wearing contacts, you have to look into the color of your natural eyes. Look into what are your natural eye colors. You'll see
Okay.
colors all around, and those are your high visibility colors or your inherent colors. So those are
Okay.
colors that will naturally you're going to look good in. They're going to flatter you. So again, yeah, starting with mom can look into, you know, use this test, get to where in some indirect light, where you can really see, large window mirror, you can really see those colors. Write those colors down, and I guarantee you more likely than not have those colors in your closet somewhere, because those will be the colors that usually either you're naturally drawn to, or you have people have told you like, oh, you really look good in that color. So you tend to buy that color. So take those colors to your closet and just see and compare it to what you already have. So she could have like a blouse, a solid blouse that has, you know, has one of those colors. Just pick one color. Don't pick all of them.
Okay.
One color. Pick one of the high visibility colors. Um, or it can be a print. It can be just like before, it can be something that has that color in the background. Now, I do want to note, If you have very, very dark brown eyes like I do when I'm not wearing contacts, this eye test probably won't work as well for you. So what you can do is just think about colors that, again, you are naturally drawn to. Are they jewel tones like this? Show jewel tones.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Are you more drawn to more, like warm, earthy colors, like mochas and oranges and things like that? And you probably have one or the other in your closet. Because chances are, because whenever I do color for people, they'll be like, when I analyze and say, okay, yeah, you're warm. And then they'll say, oh, what is this shirt? And I said, oh, that's cool. It's like, oh, that's why I never liked to wear that shirt. I always wondered why I didn't like that shirt. So you probably have something that, in other words, keep it simple. Think about the things that you really like to wear for your pictures. Because your pictures, that's something that's going to be hanging around for a while. You want it to be classic, timeless. You don't want to be wondering like, oh, do I have on the wrong color, or things like that. So just keep it simple. Think about colors that, like I said, you're naturally drawn to, whether it's jewel tones like royal blues and emerald greens, or something like that. And then anyway, so you would pick that one basic color. We're still using that Bana, B-A-N-A. That's your color that you will pick. Everyone else will do the accent. It doesn't have to be the exact color. Don't get hung up on, oh, it has to match exactly. And if it doesn't match, I'm going to panic. Just make sure that it goes with it, and that is in the same shades. It doesn't have to exactly match. Maybe a hair bow for a baby girl, or a bow tie for baby boy. Maybe dad can wear a tie with that color in it. The sky's the limit as far as the accents. But don't go too far out on the accents, because accents are accents. They're not supposed to overpower the basic color. Okay. So, and also, speaking of which, if you want to, and I'm talking about more advanced, you could add a second accent color. Yeah, that's more advanced. That coordinates with your basic color, and then add a second accent color in small amounts as well to make up a color scheme. And then you would still do the neutral. Everyone would have the same neutral color on the bottom as before. Black, white, gray, navy. It doesn't have to be just the bottom. They just have, everyone just has that in common. So that pulls everybody together, again, cohesive. Add your accessories, and you're ready for a good picture day.
All right.
Yeah. So those are the two methods. So, and there's some other little tips I have too, but go ahead.
Okay, so we had our first question.
Okay.
How do you know if you're warm or cool?
Good question. So the easiest way that you could try at home, of course, a color analysis is the best way by a professional. I mean, I'm not trying to give myself a plug, but I'm just saying that's the easiest way. But I'm going to tell you, think about jewelry, okay? Silver and gold. Okay, I have my little silver drapes that I use. Silver versus gold. 9 times out of 10, if you are cool, you're going to look the most flattering in silver. And then if you are warm, you're going to look the most flattering in gold. I'm not warm, so I take that off. So I'm silver. Silver looks the best. So that's the best way to do a color test. Just kind of think about, put that color around your face, silver, gold, and see which one makes you look more vibrant and doesn't wash you out.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I've not heard that before. I've not heard that before.
Yeah. And then, like I was saying, if you like more jewel tones, chances are you are cool. If you like more earthy tones, you're probably warm.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I know, super easy. All right. So we had another question. Are you ready for more?
Yes.
All right. For photos, should we all try to match or go different? I know you touched on that a little bit, but let's talk about the match.
Let's talk about it from the standpoint of patterns, or what do you mean match? Like, should all the colors be the same color? Don't try to be matchy. I think that'll be hard.
That's it.
I think that the easiest way for children, though, is to make sure that you're buying the children's clothes from the same store. Sometimes they used to have this thing called Garanimals. I mean, I'm just saying something similar to where they have different color, what do they call it? Complementary color collections. Color collections.
Yes,
It's not
collections.
exactly the same thing, but because they're from the same store, the colors are very similar. So that's how you could do it for kids. And then, like I said, don't try to be matchy. It just has to go. Like, you know the difference between pale yellow and gold. You know what I mean? Those are two different colors. But if you're trying to do pale yellow, just make sure that the yellow is closer to pale yellow and not all the way down into the gold, real gold category. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. I typically tell clients to avoid the matchy. Because it sort of dates the photo.
Does it?
Yeah. I mean.
And then patterns too. I think you have to be careful with patterns. I didn't really talk about that. I meant to.
Go ahead.
If mom is wearing a pattern, make sure the other patterns don't overpower that pattern. Make sure that the other patterns are more tone on tone. Wouldn't you agree? Maybe
yes.
just kind of, you want to add that texture to the picture, but you don't want it to be so, oh, you have on a bright, and then avoid animal prints. And I think is that obvious, but I don't know, it may not be.
I mean, it is to me, but go ahead.
I mean, patterns that may make you look like there's movement on your clothing during the picture. Yeah, like some busy animal prints may not be the best, unless it's really tone on tone, like a tone on tone animal print, like a beige with a mocha, whereas you can barely see it.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of times with animal prints,
mm-hmm.
it ends up making that person stand out over the group.
Mm-hmm.
And so if it's your birthday and you're out with friends, then that's awesome.
Yeah.
But if it's a family portrait, you don't want one family member popping over the others,
No, you don't. Unless it's mom, but what do you think? Mom could be the only one that pops and everybody else should kind of.
Yeah, I mean, I think if there's going to be one print, it should be on mom.
Yeah, okay. That's what I would think too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We don't need dad in a crazy sweater.
We don't need dad to have stripes on his, the animal print, the zebra on his tie. That'd be funny.
All right. So this question is asking about headshots.
Okay. That may be your question.
Should we wear our logo or regular clothes? I mean, I think regular clothes.
For headshots?
Yeah.
Logos? What do you mean?
Yeah. I think they're talking about like wearing the logo on their clothing.
Oh. I think that may distract. What do you think?
Yeah. I do too, and especially if you're posing in a super flattering way for a woman, a lot of times they get crumpled.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, so if you're wanting that to be red on your clothes, I don't think a headshot is a good choice. Plus, a lot of times on the headshot, you're just kind of shoulders up, so you cut a lot of that off.
Right, you're not going to see it anyway, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you.
All right. Any other questions, guys? I don't know that we have any right now. Did you?
Yeah,
I
do want to talk a little bit more about just a few more tips.
Okay.
I know the question, there's a lot of different ways to do this and to do photos. Monochromatic is a good way to do it if you want to go monochromatic.
Can you explain a little?
Yeah, like different shades, and I'm not trying to pull from the movie, so don't think this. Different shades of gray.
Okay.
Different shades. So monochromatic means different shades of the same color. So if you wanted everybody to, wear different shades of gray and then maybe add a pop of color, that may be cute. Maybe like with gray, and maybe mom can do a yellow belt or put a yellow hair bow in baby girl's hair. I think that would be cute.
Yeah.
What about the backgrounds? How do you decide, or are you usually outdoors when you do pictures, or what? What do you tell people about backgrounds?
It just depends on what they want.
Okay.
I do a lot of families outside. I also can do them in the studio.
Mm-hmm.
I usually talk ahead of time about what they're going to wear.
Okay.
And then sort of pick backgrounds that will accent that.
Gotcha.
Or go real neutral, like white or gray or black.
Oh, okay. So that makes sense. So once they decide on the color, okay. That's why I was wondering about the background, because I was wondering what would look best. Because of course, if you have a gray background, you don't want to wear different shades of gray. But they would know that ahead of,
Right, and I would talk to them about that. For instance, right now we have a lot of colors in the leaves.
Yes.
The reds and the oranges and the yellows.
Yeah.
So I would talk to them about the colors and, try to avoid things that will clash, like bright purple.
Yeah.
Things that aren't going to go with that background, we need to avoid.
Yeah. Another thing is, we didn't really talk about it. I do want to talk about the home decor portion, as far as where you're going to put your pictures and what you're wearing. But you can also use home decor. I thought about it too. If you're really stumped on what color to wear, think backwards, like, okay, where do I want to hang these pictures? Okay, you just kind of think about it. What in your home decor, what are you usually drawn to? Usually you're drawn to one or the other in your home decor, the bright colors or more neutrals or something like that. And then maybe that's the way you should go in your pictures, so that you make sure that your pictures can blend in better. Does that make sense? Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And when you walk through someone's home, you sort of get a feel for the colors they like anyway.
Yes.
So it's something that I'll use if I do a session, like a planning session in their home.
Mm-hmm.
I can make suggestions based on what they have out in their home. I
think that's awesome. That's an awesome way of trying to decide.
Yeah.
And it's kind of, I think we kind of overthink it sometimes about, how we're going to look in the pictures. Just kind of take some cues from things that you already have. Like we were talking about, what's already in your closet. Like even the universal colors, usually everyone has something sky blue in their closet, or it's easy to get your hands on it, and it's something that's universally flattering, and the universal colors are also colors that people use whenever they're trying to decide about bridesmaids dresses, and you don't, want everybody to kind of look flattering, or uniform. So yeah, take cues from things like that. Your eye color, that's already a part of you. That's part of what God already put on you. So take cues from that and just go with it. So, and if you really want to go bold, you can do colors that's opposite on the color wheel, like, what is it, purple and yellow and things like that, but just make sure you got that background so that it doesn't clash.
Yeah, neutral background.
Yeah, completely neutral. But it'll be cute in the right amounts and done the right way. I think it'd be nice. So,
awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if you guys have any questions, let us know.
That time went by fast.
It did, didn't it?
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I do have the sheets. I have the, because if you're a check the box person like me, I guess, they can maybe inbox you and I can get it to them, or you can inbox me, or, if you want to friend me, I feel like we're all family.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and I'll get it.
I'm going to share your page in the comments after we get off.
That'll be good, yeah.
And then if you have a link to any of those, I can add it, or I can drop it in your email.
That sounds good. Okay. Yeah, this was fun.
Right.
Any more questions?
I don't see any.
All right.
I think we got them all. Thanks so much for coming on. I really appreciate all the great info.
Thank you for having me. I hope it all made sense, and I had fun.
Yay. Yay. Have a good rest of your day.
Okay, you too, Alicia. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thanks, everybody, for joining us live.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Bye.